Hey y'all, Nikki here. Welcome back to TerraFlow. I'm so glad that you found this 10-minute energetic refresh. We're going to get into some mindful movement, a little bit of breath, and a little bit of meditation. So go ahead and find your seat. Today, I've got some props with me. I'm using my mat, I'm using a bolster, I'm using two blocks. Use whatever's going to bring some support to you in your practice while also holding the truth that you don't need anything to practice yoga. Maybe you need a cat. So as you find your seat, I'm going to actually shift to Baddha Konasana to get us started. So maybe you do the same thing. Bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, perhaps grabbing your blocks, bringing them underneath the knees, maybe holding the ankles, the shins, the knees, whatever helps you feel connected here. And then before you drop in, take a moment to ground yourself in the space that you're in. As I continue recording more videos, I play with the places in my small apartment that make sense. And the light in this direction is really, really good. But it's a different place for me to practice. So noticing the textures, the colors, the shapes as you land. Maybe you're craving some immediate movement, a little wiggle, a little stretch. But eventually give yourself some time to drop into your practice. The eyes might slowly shut down like shades, or maybe you find a steady gaze ahead. This doesn't have to be anything that doesn't feel right. While you're here, just taking a couple of moments sitting with your body and seeing what shows up. And maybe for the first time all day, asking yourself, how am I? Or as if you were having a conversation with yourself, how are you? And answering honestly and not being mad or embarrassed or overly gleeful with what comes forward. Just taking whatever information the layers of you are offering. Begin to notice your breath. Your breath is a part of the system of pranayama, your life force energy, and all the things you consume. What you listen to, what you watch, what you feed yourself, what you drink, and how you breathe. Notice that gentle rise of the belly with breath in, the softness that comes over you with breath out. And we'll shift here to a letting go breath. If you'd like to try it on, I also call it a horse lip breath sometime. What it looks like is an inhale through the nose, really gently, and then letting the lips, the cheeks be soft, and on exhale, letting the lips flutter. Take 3 at your own pace. An inhale that feels expansive, and an exhale that might feel a little silly, but maybe it also feels really good. One more like that. Take some time as you return to your breath, dropping into some natural movement here in your bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. I'm starting here with something watery through my hips, little circles. And each time I circle the hips, I'm inviting the chest to get closer and closer to the earth. Maybe switching directions here. Nice. And then we're going to drop into a little bit of stillness, exploring that fine line that is the yin practice. When you're ready, in your bound angle, lift the arms, breathe in. And as you exhale with a long spine, reach forward, keep reaching till there's nowhere left to go. Then touch the earth. As you touch the earth, inhale, gather a little length. And as you exhale, creep closer to the earth, tuck the chin, and fold into your body's heaviness. An alternative for your blocks or the props that you have could be to create a little landing pad for your head. As we're here in this energetic refresh, We'll put the ethical practice of brahmacharya into today's movement and breath, taking yoga ethics and bringing them on to the mat. And what brahmacharya means is energy management, getting to know the way that you're showing up, what you choose to pour your energy into, and taking back some of that control. Take some time to unfold the body here. And what that means today, especially as we're practicing brahmacharya, come into a tabletop, is that you will use the gift of agency as we continue to find a little bit of flow and practice in our last bit of time together here. Finding your tabletop, 10 fingers connect to the earth, the belly hugs to the spine. There's a little rounding between the two blades of the shoulders. Bring the crown away from the body, the tail with a similar action. Inhale, drops the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, push the earth away, round the spine. Twice more like that, cat and cow, your speed. The next time your spine is rounded, bring the big toes together, knees wide, hips come back, balasana, child's pose. Reach the arms long in front of you as the hips are heavy towards the heels. And if this shape doesn't feel good in your body, come into something else that brings length in the spine and a little rest for the soul. Press into the hands. Take some time to shift forward into Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Fingertips spread wide as they connect to the earth. Tops of the feet with a similar amount of intention. Collarbones spread, gaze forward. Soften your belly. Drop the chin to the chest. Feel the sensation that comes here. A little right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. 2 or 3 times. If you're craving a shape like down dog, that can come next. Or you can transition through tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back. Tabletop or Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. If you're in table or down dog, doesn't matter. Whatever your transition pose is good enough. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Lizard lunge. In our lizard lunge, it's really nice to have some props to support us. So maybe there's hands on blocks. Maybe there's forearms to blocks. And you could choose to linger in some stillness here. Or maybe there's some movement through the hips, something that feels nice and nourishing. Take 3 more breaths here. And then, of course, tuning into brahmacharya. If you're craving bigger movements, you might find a little bit of flow back to your down dog or your tabletop, or you might take just a step back. No hierarchy in the movement, just listening to what you need, letting there be a little refresh in between. Then left foot comes forward to the outside of the left hand. Blocks, whatever you're working with here, to bring some length, some support. Just let it feel good. Movement or stillness, it's not one or the other. Maybe you try a little movement, but then your body's like, actually, what if we softened a little bit? Last few breaths here in your lizard. Taking that transition of your dreams, maybe you're sneaking in a little sun salutation, maybe you're just softly returning to tabletop, maybe you come back to down dog. No right or wrong here, just landing. Eventually, everything comes back to the earth. And we're dropping into our last shape before some sweet rest. We'll come into firefly pose, or a wide leg seated forward fold. As you're approaching this wide leg forward fold, let it be yours, right? Maybe the legs are super, super wide, helping you find your edge. Maybe they're a little more closed off. Have the props nice and close to support you. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale with that length in your spine, reach, reach, reach until there's nowhere left to go. Touch the earth, heavy the head. And then decide, is the space between my legs good enough? Do I want more? Do I want some props to support my head? Five breaths here. Give yourself permission to be held by the earth. Give yourself permission to find some stillness, to be in your practice. Without urgency, when you feel called to the end of practice, you might choose to lie down or take your meditative seat like Sukhasana. I'll keep us here for about a minute as you establish yourself in your rest. And as always, if you've got more time, do yourself a favor and stay a little longer. Maybe that means setting like a 5 or 10-minute timer. That's what I usually do if I'm watching short YouTube clips, so I get that Shavasana that I want. Regardless of how you're settling, let it be for you. Let there be softness paired with awareness. And then plant that seed here of brahmacharya. I'm heading back into the school season as an elementary school teacher. So I know that my energy has to change, regardless if I want it to or not. So energy management in this season that is late summer is a very important practice to be aware of when there's shifts in life. Linger here in your stillness and your softness, planting your seed of taking care of your energy, making the choices that fit your needs. As always, stay a little longer if you can, and I really encourage you to. But if you're ready to come back, there's a wiggle of fingers, a wiggle of toes, a roll of the wrists and the ankles. As you're returning to the physical body, take some time to send some gratitude to the folks that walk this path before us, to the people of the ancient Indus Valley who paved this practice of yoga, creating space for us so we can create space for the next generation of practitioners. Thank you each so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. I hope it continues to bring you peace.